Jansson, det var Jansson som gjorde jobbet för mig. Han tog ju bort proven, så jag kan inte sköta för mig. Ja. Han tog ju aldrig på proven. Nej, jag vet. Det var det jag tänkte kommentera. Du fick initiativ till att bli jävligt bra till det West. Jag tror att de där i... Ja, jag vill göra. Men jag vill också bort. Ja, just det. Så jag kan inte ha fokus, så då är jag tvungen att ta tavla. Ja, just det. Fixa scoresheet. Nej, har du scoresheet? Har du fortfarande på tårna? Ja, men jävlar. 50 hit den här matchen. Det är lätt att träffa, men de är ja, men den där. Ja, den. Det går med. Erik försöker skriva för mig. Försöker få olika människor hela tiden. Vad hände här nu? Förlust 69 alltså 110 är ändå bättre. Ungefär det kostar. Jag tror billigast är men bara det har någon Come on, yeah. Switch them up. It's not like you don't have Johan, klick. Du får bara förlora. Så, är vi klara för tidigt? Nej, så här. Streamen på bord nummer 4. Bord nummer 1, Johan mot Elias. Bord nummer 2, Erik Reimers mot Viktor Eklund. Bord nummer 3, Robert mot Elis. Bord nummer 4, Thomas mot Patrik. Bord nummer 5, Hans och Emil. Och bord nummer 6, Felix och Johan. Så. Vi startar kvart i då. Det är bra. Ja, vi väntar. Ja. Thomas och Patrik.
Sorry, all right, we're off with round 3. We have Thomas Young versus Patrick Engberg. I'm going to just switch them so we have them on the right side of the table. There we go. Now the overlay should look better. Thomas is running a real long list. He has Sunny Bounder with a light stick interceptor, Inaldra with a score to settle and also light stick interceptor, Black Sun Ace with Deadeye, Harpoon Missile, Scavenger Crane, Guidance Chips, Munition Failsafe, and Vaxai. Captain Yustero with Deadeye, Harpoon Missile, Scavenger Crane, Guidance Chips, Munition Failsafe, Pulsed Ray Shield, Vaxai, and Unkar Plut with Cicatro Vizago and Cloaking Device. Not really familiar with this list, and it's a lot of ships to keep track of. Versus Patrick is running a more classic list, Imperial. I think this is the first Imperial we had Imperial the first round as well. Running Darth Vader with Veteran Instincts, Cruise Missiles, Advanced Targeting Computer, Guidance Chips, and TIE X1. The Inquisitor with Veteran Instincts, Cruise Missiles, Guidance Chips, and TIE V1. And then Quick Draw with Veteran Instincts, Fire Control System, and get that target locks, Cruise Missiles, Guidance Chips, and Special Ops Training. So, there's a lot of cards out on the table today on this game, and it will be interesting, I think. I unfortunately need a little time to just try and get up and be familiar with Thomas's squad. Sunny Bounder, once per round after you roll or re-roll dice. If you have the same result on each of your dice, add one matching result. Inaldra, when attacking or defending, you may spend one shield to re-roll any number of your dice. The Kirax Fighter with Black Sun Ace. That's just a regular fighter. Name Fire with Captain Yostero. Once per round after an enemy ship that is not defending against an attack suffers damage or critical damage, you may perform an attack against that ship. And then Unkar Plut. At the end of the activation phase, you must assign a tractor beam token to each ship you are touching. So the quad jumper wants to get in there and get dirty. So this is an interesting list. I assume Thomas has flown this a lot. I think it's a list that takes a little time to get to know. Well, TIE Advanced Darth Vader. Darth getting that double action along with the cruise missiles. The TIE X1 providing an extra upgrade, giving him that advanced targeting computer. You're adding the extra 1 crit to the roll. Inquisitor obviously trying to keep it at a distance, being always to fire at range 1. But then also having those cruise missiles to be able to add some additional damage when possible. And then Quick Draw, being an extremely popular ship right now, I think. If you're flying in Imperial list, you'll often see this almost in every list. Getting that fire back every time he loses a shield, and then always running it with the fire control system to get that automatic target lock. We're also on this one with cruise missiles. Don't always see that, but at least on this one we do. Okay, we got a handshake, so it means like they're set up. The rest of the crew is waiting for Thomas, actually. He was here on time, but everybody's pretty much ready as we'd finished our previous round a little early and wanted to go. But here we are, and we see Thomas's 5 ships, so a lot of stuff to keep track of. I think we see Sunny Bounder. It's going to be hard to see who is who here. I will be having problems trying to determine who's who on this list, and you're going to have to bear with me on that. I'm trying to see if I can do a little spotting to be able to keep track of it, but it might be difficult for me to that out. I wonder if we're going to get an initial joust here or not, or if they're going to be seeing Patrick actually trying to dodge a bit of Thomas's list. Obviously, when you get a lot of ships, you get low PS on them. So he will be probably moving all his ships in advance here of Patrick. Be back in a second. Want to just check out and see who's who on the... Okay, it's Sunny Bounder in the far end of the screen. Sorry, give me a second. It's Sunny Bounder at the far end of the screen with Captain Eustero in tight position along with Unkar Plut. And then we have Inaldra and the Black Sun Ace closest to us on the screen. We obviously, as things starting to get nasty, we'll be losing track of some of this, but we'll see what happens. Patrick seems like he's not trying to come around or do any kind of shenanigans. We have a very, very open asteroid field. A little surprised about this, knowing that Patrick has got fairly agile ships and probably wants to be able to run around those rocks fairly well, but opening it up to keep everybody being able to keep formation. I believe Thomas would probably have an advantage of keeping formation, but this is always a strategic choice. It'd be interesting to ask Patrick about that afterwards. As we see, Patrick could put down his dials fairly early, but double checking that, always good at a tournament. Had that happen to me in a final round at regionals. I was flying Miranda versus Kylo Ren. I really need to get out Kylo because we're coming to an end game. We had a lot of time, but Miranda being able to regen and Kylo being able to dodge, I need to really get him out of that board to win the game. But towards the end, actually put my dial in the wrong direction and ended up on a rock, not being able to get the shots I wanted. Time ran off, and that probably made a difference. Had I moved where I wanted to, I would have gotten a pretty good shot on Kylo, most likely, being able to win the game, or at least increasing my opportunity of doing so. Everything is random. But that's the way. So, that's a smart thing to always double check in when you're in a tournament. Casual game, nobody really cares. You can always turn it back. Now, here we go. Unkar moving way in there, obviously wanting to do that bump to get those tractor beams rolling and reducing. I mean, the tractor beam is always good to be able to move the ships, and particularly now we got small base ships. But the big thing is losing the agility. That's really what you want to get at to be able to get waiting for that kill. And Unkar's got that cloaking device, so that's part of that as well. So you can cloak and decloak. Haven't seen much of that in a while, so I've lost the ability to figure it out. But you get to do at the start of combat, you get to do a barrel roll to sort of simulate being somewhere else than you thought you were. A little unsure of how it works on Unkar. We have different ones on the Imperial ships who get to. Depending on which ship it is, it decloaks straight or it decloaks at a bank. Okay, Patrick going aggressively, missing Unkar, just barely there. Well, interesting to see if Quick is lucky. I doubt it. He'll most likely get that bump and get that tractor beam on him. But Inky getting close, not really what Patrick would like, I think. Inky is a bit of a fragile ship. It's usually pretty good. Okay, here comes the bump. Usually a pretty good ship, a pretty versatile ship, but at close range, Inky can go down pretty quickly, not having that many hit points to work with. So he wants to stay at range 3, keep on firing, or those range 1 shots. And obviously Darth Vader coming in here. See if Patrick's obvious choice is try and see if he can pull off 1 or 2 of these ships fairly early to reduce the amount of ships he has to deal with. A little surprised he spreads them out, but then Vader is really good at doing that kind of shenanigan of coming off around the side and also being able to do a lot of extra damage crit with the extra action. As you see here, you know, first doing a target lock, then being able to do the focus, and then being able to fire first, adding a crit as well. So Unkar's going to, you know, barrel roll him off, you know, try and get the quick draw to barrel roll him onto the rock. Get that extra damage, get him to deny him from fire with the tractor beam. I think Bag was also he has to read the card, seemed to be a little surprised about that ability. Unkar is not the ship you see day to day. Oh, he rolls, he gets a hit. He loses a shield, which allows him to fire, but as quick draws on a rock, he can't. So that was a real good move for Thomas. So quick draws down 1 shield, and every shield counts now, particularly in quick draw. Here comes the next thing. Couldn't see what ship it is. Oh, it's got to be Sunny. Yeah, it's Sunny Bounder there. And let me see what he does again. Once per round, if you re-roll a dice, you have the same result in each dice. Add 1 match ring as a result. Okay, I think Paddock's trying to figure out what's going on, just to make sure. Quick draws, no shots. Wonder what this is. Can't really figure out who. 4 shots. It's got to be a rocket of some sorts. That was on Captain Eustero. I was surprised. I thought. How do you get that shot up front? 2 damage. 2 damage on quick draw. How did he get that? I'm trying to figure out why he could shoot first there, and I did not see Vader shoot yet. So now Vader's shooting. 3 dice. Blank, blank, focus. Having to spend the target lock, obviously. He wants to add the crit with Vader, or is he going to spend that target lock or not? No, just adding a crit. See if he can get lucky. So 2 hits. 2 hits. One of them is a crit. This is an Aldra. Hard dice to see. Looked like that was no damage whatsoever. Okay, cruise missiles being fired. That's Inky firing the cruise missiles on the Curex at the back there. 5. Re-rolling. Spending the target lock there as well. Getting some paint coming up. So 2 hits. 2 hits on his Curex. And I believe that was Captain Eustero. And that would be 1 shield and 1. This is extremely hard to follow with so many ships, but I'm trying to work on it. Discussing what the results really were. So he is taking damage. He's taking 2 crits. 2 crits. One of its major explosion, no effect. Turning it down. Okay, so Thomas wants to create some damage now. He's trying to get rid of the shields of quick draw to avoid that fire back at him later on. So quick draw's got 1 less agility. It's a Black Sun Ace, I believe, firing at him. Those would be missiles coming off of there. So 3 hits. 3 hits on quick draw. Will he get the shields off of him? 1 less, only having 2. Not having any of the actions. And quick draw, seems like quick draw is coming off the table here even. Yeah, will he get a return fire? So, quick draw is off the table. That was a quick one. First engagement, quick draw is off the table. Really unfortunate to Patrick. Will create a lot of problems, but we know Inquisitor can live forever. Even though Darth Vader is fairly easy to get off. Comparison, funny enough. Okay. Hinalda firing on Darth Vader. 3 dice. He's getting a lot of paint always, Thomas. He's doing real well with his dice. I think he's got 2 or 3 hits. Patrick managing to come up. He's got his focus, uses the focus, taking 1 shield off of Vader. And does Thomas have any shots left? It doesn't look like it. It looks like they're into a planning phase now. Nope. Okay, no, he still has... Who does he have left? Pointing at Ungar Plut. I'm unfortunately not good at Ungar. Ah, okay. It's the pulse ray shield. So during the end phase, you receive 1 ion token to recover 1 shield. Might be that. Okay. So we have Sunny Bounder firing at Inky. So 2 hits. Spending the focus. Oh, and Patrick rolls blanks. Patrick rolls blanks. Inky comes off the table. This is one of the fastest games I've seen in a long time. His are ice cold. And Thomas's dice are super, super hot, as well as he's playing his list very well with Unkar going in there, doing the bump. So we have 5 ships left versus Vader. Unkar is not yet fired, I believe. Or he probably can't. So now they should be in a planning phase. Oh, this is just really hurting Patrick very, very quickly. Send out forward a spotter to find out if I got all the cards right from Thomas. I'm going to try and figure things out. Seems like they're discussing what really happened there. I think Patrick's not used to some of the actions that these ships can do. But yeah, and neither do I, so I understand him. Very hard for me to see what we have here. What can Darth do? I mean, really, I think in this case, Patrick is. Had I been Patrick, I probably would have given up in terms of trying to win this game. But at least bring 1 or 2 ships with me along the way to gain some of that MOV to hopefully not end up at the bottom of the heap too badly. Okay, Patrick's in real dire straits here, trying to figure out where in the heck do I place Vader to not die all at once, but at the same time try and get some kind of good shot. Off of his, lesser ships, these are, if we look at Sunny Bounder and Alaldra, in all, they only have 3 hit points. Should be easy to get rid of, but, he has to do it. And I think Unkar's probably done his deed. He's probably not going to be much more in the game. And Sunny and Alaldra, extremely agile ships. Target locking Vader. Saving it for a rainy day, if nothing else. But it's always, once you have the big upper hand, go for the kill. Try and get those target locks in. Don't spend focus. Live with the fact that you one of your ships might die, maybe, unless you're working for the MOV game. But I would, in this case, I would just try and get as many shots in on Vader as possible. Just bring him out of the game, win this game, and come out with yet another victory. Thomas is undefeated so far. So I think it would bring him to the top of the heap. Naldra doing a K turn, trying to come in behind Vader, get that shot. So what Thomas is doing here is just trying to set up Vader in a kill box, not allowing him to run anywhere. If he does turn in, he will be fired at. If he turns away, he'll get all the shots at the rear. We should see the Kyrix turning left here as well. Yep. Going straight in for Vader. I doubt that Patrick will live this round through, unless he does something drastic and really pushes his way out of there. But it's going to be difficult. I'd guess a 1 forward here. Nope. He wants to bump in case he's trying to do a hard left or something like that. Very interesting. I thought he would just do 1 forward to get that shot. Don't really see why he did that, but okay. Okay, so Patrick is trying to get the heck out of dodge, at least dodging as many arcs as possible. K-turning. Looks like he flipped it around. Yes, he did. So he's not dodging away from the fight. He wants to try and see if he can get one of those down that he is engaged with already. Question if he does fire any of his missiles. The cruise missiles, probably. Yep, he's gonna slam those cruises just to get some of the MOV. Not really. Oh, blanks again. He is really rolling. Really rolling everything. He is not happy. He has no focus, it seems like. Having to do the K turn. He didn't get the action. Better. Adding the crit. Actually, it looks like he does have the focus. So he's got 5 hits here. 1, 2, 3 blanks. Or actually, it's not Sunny. Sorry, it's an Aldra, I believe. So we should see an Aldra being taken off the table, I believe. 1 shield. 1, 2, 3. Yes, he should be gone for now. That should be bye-bye. So an Aldra is off. And Patrick gets some points. Actually worth more points than Sunny is, which is only 12. Kyrix can't really fire. But it seems like he's providing some of the actions from him, though. That's probably Captain Eustero. Uncertain what he is doing there. That's not Captain Eustero. That should be the Black Sun Ace. Not certain what they did there, but so 2 hits. on Vader. Here we get some more paint. Well, you do have 2 blanks. So, oh, those are just focuses. He doesn't have any actions. He's taking a blinded pilot. Oh, Patrick's really hurting on that one. No shots next round for Patrick. Vader's down to 2 hull. Fire from the Skick. Taking the target lock, re-rolling these 2. This is the death of 1,000 small cuts. It doesn't fire hard, but every time something comes through, Patrick manages that one fairly easily. So there was nothing happening there. So Patrick does live to see another day, but he doesn't have much left on Vader. We have 42 minutes left of the round. I doubt we will not be seeing this going to time any day soon. So this will, we should be done within the next 10 minutes, I would believe. I like flying a few swarms. I have flown some, but I fly rebels all the time. Flown a couple of rebel swarms, but usually they're fairly stripped down. Not a lot of extra, junk on them. But this is Thomas has got an extremely janky list with lots of stuff all over the place, but still being able to scrounge up 5 ships. That's extremely exciting. But we get these Skicks, which are so cheap. With Sunny and an Aldra, just don't, they don't really cost much. It really just helps him do so many things to Patrick and controlling him. I think also Unkar Plut as sort of the bump master, comes in, does the bump, gets out of there, doesn't do much more. But being able to push somebody onto a rock like that is extremely valuable. And we also have to consider that the rocks were really they're really far apart. So having a rock to roll quick draw on up onto was just so well placed by Unkar and or Thomas through Unkar. So Patrick really not anticipating, I think, his list. That's just me second guessing him. It's going to be interesting to talk to him about afterwards and see what he says. Thomas sort of, following his initial strategy, trying to, lock Vader down. Vader has a stress here now, really needs to get rid of it to get some actions back. And if he can just, bump him, he will not get the actions either, and he will be caught in a kill box. Unkar's turning, doing a bit of a barrel shenanigan. He's not going to be doing much at all in this game, but he's just trying to put him into position should he be, called upon to do something nasty. Captain Estero, will he... Oh, he actually doesn't move. This is probably a K turn. Set up that kill box, or that bump box, I believe it is. Bit of both at the same time. Trying to end the game, if possible. Vader is just so caught between all these nasty scum. But then again, Vader's nasty as well, so it's all nasties on the table. Keurig just running away, trying to clear that stress, trying to be able to come back and fight another day. Now, if Patrick is smart here, he's anticipated that. Push forward to be able to get right in the rear of that Kirax and try and blast some of it out of there. Kirax is still taking a target lock for next round, if necessary. And I think that's all the maneuvers. So we'll see here now. No, sorry, of course, we have Vader left. Best for last. Yes, he does move forward. This is a good move. It will get him out of the arc and help him survive. So if Patrick can manage to sort of localize one ship at a time, it will help him, but it's going to be difficult. So, question is, will he use the barrel roll? He's gotten rid of the stress. Vader has the barrel roll. Will he barrel roll to get out of arc of the Kirax or not? Patrick trying to determine if he's in arc or not. I would say, just even looking from here, he is. And I think Patrick determined that as well. So he will barrel roll. He has to with so few hit points left. 2 hull. This is going to be an interesting round to see if he... Seems like Patrick's going to manage to dodge all shots on him. This is very well played by Patrick. And still get a shot off on the Kirax. Not killing it, but starting to whittle away on it. Slowly but surely. That double action on Vader is great. Blinded pilot, no shot. There you go. So, I had forgotten that myself. So thank you, Patrick, for reminding me. So, we're back to planning phase again. And, okay, this is, we might actually see this game go on for a little bit longer. I think we'll see here now Sunny Bounder pointing in the wrong direction. I don't know if he'll try and come around, and Jostero would obviously turn left somehow to get into that fray. Question is, what does Vader do? How does Vader try and stay out of those arcs? So, he's going to have to probably just move forward. K-turning is probably not an option. There's too much risk of a bump. But if he moves forward and doesn't bump into the Kirax, he can probably do some arc dodging and get away a couple of them. We'll see what happens. Those just joining, we're in our 3rd round of the Friday Swedes. I've gotten a few questions today, trying to figure out, will there be a winner? Yes, there will for each day, but we don't have one ultimate winner for Swedes. We initially anticipated, 3 rounds, being 2 basic rounds for a Thursday and a Friday, because normally for the Swedes we have anywhere from between 60 and 80 people playing, and then having a final, cut on the Saturday. Where we run our side event for the golden, I was about to say centipede, but that's not right quite, shithipede. But with that said, we had a little less sign-ups than we had anticipated. So what we decided to do is, rather than have a final small cut on Saturdays, we just run as 2 separate tournaments on Thursday and Friday, because people already dedicated their time for travel and staying away from their family and so forth. So it's 2 separate small tournaments, unfortunately, but I think everybody's still having a lot of fun and a lot of good games going on. There are a lot of good players here, so that's we're keeping up some very good, high-quality X-wing anyway. So there is not going to be one; there can only be 2. Is my answer to anybody asking who will win and how do you determine that. Had some pretty nifty prizes, though. We've been getting some sponsorships from Fantasia, our local gaming club. We're giving away to the winners for each day from Thursday and Friday for the actual Swedes tournament, the 100-point tournament. The tournament on Saturday is 66 points. They actually get to win a hovercraft or a little drone. One was the one that they won yesterday was a TIE Advanced. So you're flying around. You've got a drone flying Darth Vader. And the one today is an X-Wing. So you'll get Luke or whoever you decide it should be, I guess. Maybe you want bigs and he always dies. Anyway, so let's see how this game ends though. Okay, so Thomas having to start to regroup a little bit. Coming around with Sunny Bounder. Having Yostero trying to move into some kind of position. If Patrick's played this well, he will not be in his arc. Unkar has moved into a fairly close position now, hoping to maybe get a bump off of Vader, but I doubt it. Vader's getting so many target locks on him now, though. It's once he gets into that kill box, it's just going to be so much of pounding on Patrick's Vader. Yep. As I guessed, a K turn, try and get some kind of shots fired off on Vader, but I think Patrick's doing a good job at avoiding those kill boxes so far. It's when he starts moving now towards the edge, if he does, that things get a little harder to get out of there, because now it's easier to anticipate which direction he's going. Patrick might actually just turn off to the left, not take a shot, and just get out of dodge, but I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, he does that. Yep. He's going to try and survive a little longer, so move out, try and see if he can get out one of the arcs. He's unfortunately locked by a rock there, so barrel roll is going to become kind of sticky. Yeah, because the barrel roll will keep him in arc regardless of what he's going to do the barrel roll anyway. I think he'll keep get a little further distance away from his enemies, but he's going to be having 1, 2, looks like. And his Unkar, I believe, is also being able to get a shot. Depends on if the Keurig closest to Patrick is in range or not. I do believe he is. Vader will obviously not have any shots. So yep, here we go. In range. Vader getting another evade token, or evade dice. Due to range, but we are not. We'll see how this goes. So this is a moment of truth. So many target locks on top of Vader though. So okay, the Keurig suspending center, I managed to miss what that was. Oh, he gets 4 dice, so he's using a missile. That's those guys. It's a harpoon missile being fired by the Black Sun Ace. You spending the target lock, re-rolling. Seems like a lot of blanks there. So 3 shots, 3 hits. Vaders get 3. Blank, blank, and a focus. And spend the focus, but that's the game. Patrick goes down in 45 minutes, and it's a 100 to 13 point game, I believe. So I will be logging out of here, and we will be connecting again in about, we'll leave the stream open, but I'll turn off the sound, and we'll be back here in about 40 minutes to start the next round, or earlier if our games conclude earlier than that.